Keep him busy. Má wà ní lọ́mọ́ láàrin, má wà ní lọ́mọ́, wọ́n jò, má wà ní lọ́mọ́. Ọlọ́wọ́ sì wọ̀ wẹ́yà bí, má wà ní lọ́mọ́. Ok, kò ní lágbára púpọ̀. Ok, kó má lágbára púpọ̀.
This is Ijora Badia, a poor slum community in Lagos, Nigeria, with a notoriety for crime and violence. We are on our way to meet up with our subject, Ibrahim Owoya. He has granted us exclusive access to his life inside and outside the ring for the next couple of days as he prepares for a tournament. We will let him tell you his story by himself.
They born me at Bariga for Temple, for Bariga. Then after they born me for Temple, I go to primary school for Bariga. That's Temple Primary School. After the Temple Primary School, I go to CMS Grammar School. The time I go to CMS Grammar School, I like to go to Intersport. If I go to Intersport, then beating me. If I go to Intersport, all my friends then learn boxing, but me I know how to box. After that, we then beat me for Ngobi College. We go there and go do Intersport. After we go there, go do Intersport, we then beat me for Ngobi. And here I go learn boxing. After I learn boxing, I learn boxing from Sati, Taye, for Abule Jesha. For inside the Abule Jesha, now I started boxing. This how I started boxing for inside Abule Jesha. Kamoru Balogun come for inside Abule Jesha. We dey do boxing day on that day. The time we do boxing day on that day. Then Kamoru he come there. That Kamoru is a coach. He's a very nice coach. Then he come meet me for inside Abule Jesha. That man come for inside Abule Jesha. Man come for Oyinbo. Man come do boxing for Oyinbo. Then we are going to do boxing for inside Oyinbo. After I do boxing inside, we carry me go to the tournament for 2010. We go to Opeyemi Championship. Then I collect gold for Opeyemi Championship. Then I've since started training. After I started training, then he carry me go to Lagos State Championship. I collect medal again for Lagos State Championship. I ruled Lagos State for many years. I go to national championship. After I go to national championship, I still come out there, go to Edo State. I go fight for Edo, represent Edo State. After I represent Edo State, I come out there, I go represent River State. Then I see me a champion there.
So how your people do and then they support your boxing? They know say they box, they support you or?
Well, I thank God for my mother. Because the time I just started boxing, my father told me that man no box. Then my mom said that okay, man no box again. Man started school again. And I tell my mom that I don't want to go to school because I like boxing. I come up for school for SS2. I have to leave secondary school for CMS Grammar School. Then my mom supports me that man started boxing. And since that time I did boxing.
It's Saturday morning, and today, Ibrahim's training takes us to the famous Lagos National Stadium in Surulere. Breeding ground to several aspiring athletes and Nigerian sports veterans. As usual, the place is bursting with activity. Ibrahim's workout is a grueling 2-hour cardio session and boxing drills.
maybe I don't have anything to do because I'm like boxing. Boxing is my career. Boxing is my everything. I'm training morning and evening time. That anytime we then come down, I come fight. I'm ready to fight. Then I'm ready to do anything about boxing. I'm not thinking about anything. I'm not thinking about my wife. I'm not thinking about my children. I'm thinking about boxing. Because if I do go box, go to training, but by morning time, come back by morning time and rest. By afternoon time, I keep going back and go training again. I don't have fear because my fear is that if I don't train at all, I have the fear. But if I don't train, I know that I can't fear because I don't have any work to do. I know some working for banks, some working for another school, maybe teaching, some working for maybe petrol station. But me, I don't do anything. I'm learning boxing by boxing. I can go to another place, go learn boxing. I can come out from inside my state and go out for inside my state, go learn boxing. I can come out from inside my house, go stadium. Sometimes go stadium, learn boxing for maybe another place. Then I believe that no, I don't have any shaking to shake me. Now I'm preparing for national festival. That one I be prepared for now. Then I'm ready to stop any opponent. For all my opponents, I'm ready to beat them, teach them boxing because boxing no be power. Boxing is a sense. It's a game. Boxing no be game of death. Boxing is a maybe friendly game. Maybe they will beat you today. You go they annoyed or something like that.
Well placed. The answer well placed.
We move to the Lagos Hall of Fame boxing gym, where Ibrahim will be sparring today under the tutelage of boxing head coach Femi Babafemi.
Please the hand. Please the hand. My name is Adifemi Omota Babafemi. I came into boxing as early as 1974, and then I represented Lagos State as an intermediate boxer. From intermediate, I was able to skate through to senior level, representing Lagos for the first time in Kaduna 1977. I think I stopped boxing, active boxing, in Oluyole 79. I boxed last in Oluyole 79. Then I was advised to go for a coaching course, and I became a coach with Lagos State under the chief coach then, Joe Mensah. And from then, I've been with him and I've been leading the state team out of the state to national championships. And eventually, Coach Joe Mensah retired in 2000, and I became the head coach of Lagos State. I retired from the civil service of Lagos State Sport Council in 2011, and I became a professional coach. I started the Boxing Hall of Fame with the advice of the Honorable Commissioner Adeniji Adele, who introduced me to Isolawale Edun. I think the passion I have for the game called boxing, and God being on my side, I always think along with boxers. I put myself in the position of these boxers. I started this game while in school, and eventually I was able to have somebody that also a cool-headed coach, that is Joe Mensah, who happened to be my mentor and the man I followed till he retired. So, because of the feelings I have for the game, because of my own inbuilt, I was able to impart this knowledge. And I am talented by the Almighty God to take time and look at you. It is easier for me to read a boxer. Very, very, I know God has given that to me. Easier for me to read a boxer and both inside the ring and outside the ring, I am able to carry them along. We think same way, we sit same way, we discuss like son and father, we discuss like brother to brother, we discuss as in-parents the position I occupy. And I think with that, the boxers have that love and respect for me. And we don't want a situation where somebody will start marking on, let's say, we are not going to carry somebody in his leg. The line is punching. It's not taking it light, it's taking it as if the opponent is before you. So you should be ready for it. Have your mindset. Larry is having his mindset because only he has done the little work yesterday. So we have to have a so please, you want concentration. And you are encouraging him well. Everybody knows Henry Akinwande. Henry Akinwande happens to be a boxer, while a boy in the homes, that's a Isheri approved home. Henry Akinwande was there by the time I was boxing. Henry happens to be a boy that will ask, please fetch me water in the Ogun River, because we normally camp at the Isheri Mapara approved school. Get me a water. And this young guy continued looking at us and he was studying us, not knowing to me that I am going to be his coach. Eventually, he was handed over to me by the chief coach of Lagos State then, Joe Mensah. And I continued with Henry. And I think I traveled several times with Henry, going out for him to box. I remember a young guy, he left boxing, but he did very well in the professional area. Olawumi is his name, that was around Mushi. But I must not forget that I was the one who took Peter Konyegwachi to the first medal he had in technical games in Port Harcourt, where he got his first gold. And if you remember, Peter Konyegwachi was the first boxer to have won silver in the Olympics. And so I'm proud to associate with him. I was the first coach who took him to the technical games where he got his gold. And I can't forget the new sensational boxer called Olayide Fijabi. Olayide Fijabi came after the chief coach of Lagos State left. So I discovered this young man from Ajegunle. And I can see in him that he's going to be a champion because he has his raw power. Technically, it wasn't sound, but I know with that raw power, and if you are able to impart few knowledge of the game into this guy, he will do well. And today, he's doing extremely well. And he represented Lagos State in about 3 sport festivals, and he got his gold all through the 3 sport festivals. So I can't forget him. And there's no how I will ever forget a boy that I discovered around Lagos Island. He happens to be an Abiru, the name given to them then, and that's Olaniwaju Rodola.
God's power. He's almost gone. It was the right hand that did it. He almost stumbled. He's about to go, surely. Duradola will not be taking a backward step here. He's raining punches in. Kudryashov fighting on instinct, and one big shot may well put him away here. Nothing's coming back, and it's all over.
Olaniwaju Rodola walks around CMS. He goes about his activities in CMS, running after this day and that. That was where we discovered him, and we brought him closer. Eventually, we brought him to Lagos State. There is a coach, a club coach that works with him, Dari. Daddy brought him around and he says, Coach, mo fẹ́ kẹ́ bá mi fojú somebody. I want you to pay attention on this guy. And me looking at this young man, he's full of energy. And we said, okay, let's see. And the guy came in and he was able to box. And he first of all boxed with champion, then Elijah Ogumbameru. And he really struggled with Ogumbameru. Ogumbameru is our star. And Larry was able to match him so well. But he uses his wealth of experience on Larry. And I said, this young guy, I can't leave him. Old boy, can you be coming here? And he said, yes, sir. Okay, continue coming to Lagos State Sport Council, Ropa. So this guy continued coming. That's Larry White Dodola. Eventually, I mark a day for him. Thursday, I don't train on Thursdays. It's always a free day. And then I said, I will be taking him separately, only for Thursdays. And Lanny never disappointed me. He came into the game and he did well. Sincerely speaking, we have a super heavy, he is heavyweight. And by the time I was to pick a team that will be going for Lagos State, this guy did extremely well. And he defeated somebody we have hope on, and that was it.
Today, Ibrahim will be sparring with Olympian and African cruiserweight champion Olanrewaju Durodola, and thing gets heated very fast. Next time on Pugilists.